Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at Puffin Forest's Curse of Strahd replay. This is episode 9, From Bad to More Bad. Now, last episode was accurately summed up by this episode's title. Last episode was. This episode, yeah. Shit happened, everybody got worse. Yeah, I don't really know what could get worse at this point. It's just been a long-running series of everything you thought isn't true. It's worse than you believed, and every time you have a lead, you fail. Yeah, no, that is literally the exact correct definition. I was thinking about making a joke about that. I realized, no, that is how this entire campaign, as demonstrated by Puffin, has gone. Yeah. I'm a little terrified to find out what more bad counts as. Because at this point, what more is there other than they just all die? And that at this point might not be more on the level of bad. It's probably breaking even, if nothing else. So we're just going to go find out because I haven't suffered enough through something that is honestly terrifying. Although, to be completely fair, the last episode was honestly hilarious. I love the humor in there. It's like, yeah, this is what Puffin's normal humorous videos look like. And then he reminds us, oh, by the way, this is still Curse of Strahd. You're going to suffer now. Yeah, the tower was fun. The puzzles were interesting. Still don't get that last puzzle that I was bugging me. I actually had managed to put it out of my mind until I said this. Yeah, now it's back. So we're just going to jump right in and see how bad is, because at this point, I just want to know how this ends, man. Oh, this is probably going to be painful, because that last episode was the humor episode, letting us lighten up, letting us relax a bit. Now it's the you're going to suffer episode. And so help me if I'm wrong, and this is also the humorous episode, and more bad is just coming, and I'm overthinking this now, aren't I? Yeah, I am. So if you guys haven't already, there's a link below to the original video. Make sure to hit up because it's Puffin Forest. He does amazing work and also apparently batshit terrifying work when he wants to. Because he's really hammering home the entire this is going to be fucked up aspect. Yeah. Oh, God. And again, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe here too. We're actually getting really close to 50,000 subscribers on this channel, so I'm kind of excited. And I mean, if I wasn't about to go into something that's absolutely batshit terrifying, I'd be a lot more happy. But I really want to see what happens, but at the same time, I am a coward and this will hurt. So yeah, subscribe for my suffering. I've been told that's actually why most people do my live streams. They like watching me fail. Yeah, and I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. Really not sure how to feel about that. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, right off the bat, before I even look at anything in the video, hear anything, this thumbnail. Sorry, this is not even a thumbnail. This is the opening image. This isn't Puffin in the campaign. This is him basically summarizing everything I just said in one image. Yeah, no, this is, I don't even need to say anything. This is literally accurate. No matter how you look at it, it's just him saying like, it's all good. The door's locked shut over here. I'm assuming it's locked just because why not? It's boarded. They're trying to claw in. Looks like they're succeeding. The window's freaking open. There's a hole in the wall. The train is off the rails. It's on fire. Yeah, this looks accurate. Oh, God. What?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Will you be mine? Will you be my neighbor? Hi, welcome to another episode of Everything's Dandy in Barovia.
You know, I thought he was setting up a joke, and it sounds like he still is, but I was kind of wondering about the sweater, and now I realize, oh, this is a Mr. Rogers reference. And that's the Magical Kingdom for Mr. Rogers. On fire. I'm from Pittsburgh. Mr. Rogers is a hometown amazing. I was going to say hero, but heroes are low tier compared to what Mr. Rogers is. And I'm like, on the one hand, yeah, accurate. 2, I have mixed feelings about that. 3, I don't really have a third point, but I feel like I need to say one just to get over the fact that this is just... He sounded completely Mr. Rogers, like, it's a wonderful day here. But then somehow, just literally ran those last few words. It switched from Mr. Rogers to, and welcome to something on NPR, where we're just going to talk like this right into the mic. We're going to have a very steady voice. And it sounds like something not out of NPR, but specifically SNL making fun of NPR. And if you haven't seen the Sweaty Balls clip, I'm referencing that. Yeah. We're not even 30 seconds in, and I'm already just having to stop to compress what the hell I'm looking at. Because it was not what I thought. Technically it is, but it's also exactly what I thought, but it's also not what I thought. I'm conflicted. I'm very conflicted.
In the previous episode, our good old neighbors at the windmill popped by and let us try some of them pastries they were making. Delicious. Don't you just love the smell of pastries in the morning? That's nice.
Yep, see, that's why it sounds like
After
NPR.
that, our good old friend Strahd invited us over for dinner, and we had a lovely time with him. He definitely didn't murder an entire church. After all, this is Everything's Dandy in Barovia. If he did butcher over a dozen people and force me to watch, that wouldn't be dandy now, would it?
See, this is why it sounds more like NPR. That sounds like an NPR joke.
Do you remember it differently? Well, we're trying to keep things all nice around here, not all dark and scary.
Failing!
Okay? Oh, that wasn't what happened, was it? You think something else happened?
Yeah!
Well, then maybe, just maybe, it went some...
I just lost faith in myself right there. Dear God, I just pulled a Dora the Explorer. The freaking show says, oh, you think someone else happened? And I responded. I was like, oh, unironically, I just did that. Oh, God. I legitimately feel bad about myself for that. That was, that's just low. Wow. Yeah, let's just
something
move on there.
A little more like this. In the previous session, the players are trying to figure out a way to kill Strahd and protect Irina. Irina is the current reincarnation of Strahd's supposed girlfriend, Tatiana.
Who's dead bodies for
We're traveling
those?
with a werewolf pack who lost their home, and Irina's brother, Ismark. We searched in Svalvich Woods to find Van Richten, the vampire hunter, and Mordenkainen,
Seriously?
who was the wizard
Who are
who
the
fought
dead
Strahd
bodies?
a year ago, lost,
really
and
tell.
went into hiding. Unbeknownst to us, Strahd knows where we are, and tracked down our location to Mordenkainen's private sanctum. Strahd casted a spell, and everyone in the group pops out of the hiding
I
place.
love Mordenkainen's hat.
Gudo whispers, "What are we going to do?
Die?
Should we start running? Right now?"
Wouldn't help.
I whisper back to her, "Maybe we can work something out. He's
Nope.
got several hostages. I think he wants to talk. If he just wanted to kill everyone, he would have done it already."
Oh, he's just here
We
to
might
show
still
off and
need
have
them
fun
for
at this
something.
point. That's what I'm thinking. He's a troll.
We walk out to where Strahd is waiting for us. Strahd says, well, what have we here?" He's flanked by Rahadin, his nightmare, and a gang of vampire thralls. The vampire thralls are people he has turned, losing their free will and becoming his slaves in death. Kneeling down before him is all the werewolves we had saved, and Ismark, Irina's brother.
Yeah, she's about
In
to
his
watch him
clutches
die.
is Irina, who is pulled close to him. She has her arms between him and her, and is trying to lean away from him to get as much distance from him as she
that
can.
is in the image.
But his superior vampire strength is making that impossible. She's not struggling too hard because she knows it would be pointless at this point.
It's more
Our
just pro
gang
forma.
approaches Strahd's gang. We're within shouting distance, but still keeping some pace between us in case things go south. Strahd smiles, gesturing his arms out and shouting over everyone, "It seems we have all of the traitors together in one place.
Traitors?
How convenient.
Well, technically, they're never
He
really
looks
on
to
your
Mordenkainen.
side, so.
This is where you have been hiding all this time." He gestures to the ruins, really like a rat in a corner. Mordenkainen gripped his wand. "This ain't gonna be like last time."
Yeah, you don't have everything
what
you
did
need.
happen? Do you perhaps need a reminder? "Let him go, Strahd," I said, gesturing to the werewolves. "They're not involved in this."
Like that matters?
Strahd explains, "Let them go. What do you take me for? I will not have this. I have been nothing more than courteous since you have arrived in my domain. But
I mean, other than slaughtering the church and, killing the ally. Okay, technically that was after they attacked him. And the church was after they turned down his invitation by not going. I mean, other than the fact that he has a massive overreaction complex, yeah, no, he's been perfectly nice. In a very skewed sense of it, he actually has a point. And the fucked up thing is, I think Puffin's actually, at least in this campaign, playing him off as, yes, no, he's legitimately working from his own code of honor. And enjoying it more as you still fail to take advantage of it, because he seems to be trolling the fuck out of them. Yeah.
You wound me. You have committed crimes against me and against Barovia.
Does it really count, though?
Every crime comes with a price, and that price must be paid. I believe an execution is in order. But before I do that,
Why would you kill your own nightmare?
I do owe the party a favor.
What?
He looks to our group. After all, you did bring them all here together. So, I'm offering you a deal.
Oh, no.
You may take one person from here, and the rest stay. Anyone other than Tatiana, you may take Zuleika and her werewolf pack. Ismark, Airier and his brother, the Mad Mage, Mordenkainen, or the Vampire Hunter, Van Richten.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was with them.
You don't have to do this, Strahd.
Oh, he just
You're
wants
right.
to.
I don't have to, but I'm letting you make the choice out of compassion.
Troll.
You can't expect us to actually make that kind of decision, do you?
No, he said they could let him
of course
leave,
I
not
do.
leave alive.
If you don't make the choice, I will. After all, I'm being extremely generous with you. It would not be wise to test my generosity any further. I looked.
Okay, I just need to make a little aside. My entire interpretation of Strahd might be heavily influenced by the incredibly chibi art Puffin uses for him. That might be a good deal. Because, like, this just looks smug. Smug as F, man. I don't know why I censor myself there. It just felt appropriate. But maybe if there was, like, a super serious art style, I might take it differently. But at least based on the interpretation I'm seeing Puffin portray, he sounds smug, like he knows he's going to win. And that playing by the rules is essentially giving a handicap, and still winning through that is his form of fun. I'm pretty sure he's having fun right now. He's the one playing the game, and the players are just dancing to his tune. At least that's my interpretation. Heavily influenced by the smugness of smuggity that Puffin draws him as. The counterpoint to that is, I could also be completely misreading this because my interpretation is based solely on Puffin's description and art. He could also just be literally believing this and drinking his own Kool-Aid on this matter. I don't know, because I'm heavily influenced by this. So I'm actually kind of curious if someone down below could let me know how they would interpret Strahd on one of those two sides. Is he this smug, manipulative, just troll who's enjoying all this for the sake of doing it? Or is he more, I am honorable, in my own way, but also completely evil? We're going to ignore that part. That kind of character. I don't know, and I'm actually curious, so please let me know. Moving on.
To the group. What do you guys think? Boshak said, "We'll let you decide this one, Garo."
Oh.
Well, thanks, Boshak. I really appreciate the support.
You know what?
Don't mention
Let
it.
Strahd leave.
I won't. I start thinking, if we're
Sassy
trying to
Boshak is
run,
awesome.
he can just pick us off easily one by one. Maybe with this we could get some time. At least if we pick one, we can guarantee getting out of here. If we try to flee, all bets are off. We could lose everything. I look over to the candidates again.
Let the mage leave.
Mark, I mean, I like him, but he's not as capable. He's a low-level fighter. The werewolves are kind of needy. They have innocence with them, but there's a lot more of them. Like, if we pick them, we could save so many lives. But they're not as good as Van Richten. He's the vampire hunter. I felt really dirty having
Get the
this
chaff out of
conversation
the way.
with
Get rid of the
myself.
werewolves. They have innocence.
If we take one person, it's gotta be Mordenkainen. He's really powerful and very knowledgeable. From this distance, Strahd casts a spell.
Strahd said he let one person leave, not that he would kill everyone else. I'm calling it now. He kills the person they choose. Just to screw with them.
Whispering into Garo's head, "Select anyone other than Tatiana, and I will let the others go." I think about it. What does that mean?
He's
Does it
going to
mean
kill
he's
the one
just
you
going to
choose.
let everyone go? Like, that doesn't sound right. It seems like he has something else in mind.
Yep.
It sounds fishy.
Sacrifice.
I go over to Van Richten and say, "Look, it's a tough decision. I don't know if we can save you, But even if we can't, I promise I'll take care of Esmeralda, and Strahd will pay. Van Richten explains, I'm not the one who needs saving. He's looking past me to someone else. I squint. Who are you talking about? Like, everyone's in danger.
Yeah.
He gestures over to Irina, who's in Strahd's clutches. I know, but like, we kind of, like I want to, but like, we're kind of in a bit of a tight spot right now.
Yeah.
I go to Mordenkainen. We're thinking of saving you. Mordenkainen raises his eyebrow. You really think that's the best choice?
No.
Come on.
But you can probably survive whatever he tries.
Break. Like, this is a tough choice, and you're not making this easy for me. As we were talking, Gudo walked forward, closer to Strahd, with a pen and paper.
By the way, Mr. Strahd, what's the name of your horse?
What?
My horse.
Yeah, your horse. We met him before, and we didn't get a name.
What?
And I've been trying to keep track of all the new friends we've been making. But I didn't know what to put down, so I just put them down as little tingles, but I feel bad.
They're tingles?
I don't know.
Her name is Bucephalus. Even in death, she serves me.
Really? Oh, God. Okay, for one who doesn't realize why I'm having a serious, oh my God, you freaking fanboy moment, and then regretting it because it's me saying something about fanboying and realizing I have literally no ground to make that comment. Bucephalus was the name of Alexander the Great's horse. And yes, I might only know this because of fake grand order, but I'm going to ignore that fact. So literally, whoever was writing Curse of Strahd wasn't just pulling from, honestly, a lot of the more accurate depictions of vampires, werewolves, and just basically all of the horrible nasties and playing them a little more straight than most of the romanticized variations. I'm not saying they're not romanticized because Strahd is a cool manipulator rather than, something that rises on the graves and looks hideous. He's the more of the romanticized version just right there, but less romanticized than Sparkle Pyres. We're not going to touch on those. We're just not going to touch on those. So I'm just sitting here going, you, whoever knew this, not so much possibly in Puffin's campaign, but most likely in the actual Curse of Strahd, they were like, you know what's going to be fun? Let's make a historical reference to Alexander the Great's horse. There's a lot of references to real life things. Mordenkainen, I don't know much of his lore, but seriously, if Puffin's drawing him in the least bit accurate, yeah, he's basically an Ed Greenwood XP. Which is not that obvious. The few books I actually read of D&D were basically Ed Greenwood making an EXP of himself in there, canonically as is someone from Earth in the Forgotten Realms. It's a thing he does with different fantasy settings in D&D. And similar settings that are unrelated but also related. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm just... It just kind of hits me wrong because it's like a very historical reference in a fantasy setting set on horror, but it's a military commander's horse. It's mixing genres that bugs me. It's right up there in the first book of Lord of the Rings where Tolkien goes on a little tangent about high-speed trains. Or, well, the equivalent of high-speed trains, just fast-moving trains in general, just trains. But and it was from a squirrel's point of view. It was like from an animal's point of view in the first book, near the beginning. He goes on a tangent about trains, and I'm like, why? Why in all of the edits of Lord of the Rings did this make it through? And I'm just having that moment right here with the freaking horse's name because it doesn't match the setting, and I'm getting way too into this. But it strikes me as off. All of the other shit, I'm fine with. Even the fact that the freaking wizard is a definite throwback reference to Earth because of how he's dressing as a freaking cowpoke with looks like a fedora? Probably a fedora. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Also because I cannot speak today. Wizard. There you go. I can speak. That's fine because wizard. But for some reason, though, freaking Nightmare's name, that just gets me. I just, yeah, that's a thing. I'm just going to try and forget it to move on.
Oh, okay.
She says, taking notes.
That's a big name. How do you spell Bucephalus?
Don't you dare
Bucephalus.
Simplify the book.
It's Bucephalu. S.
Yep, he even spelled it correctly.
Okay, gotcha, Bussy Files.
She quickly jots it down.
And, what are the names of the other vampire thralls you have there?
They snarl at her. Ah! She scampers away back to the group, pocketing her
Why?
notes. I'm pacing back and forth, scratching my head. What to do? What to do? If we fight, can we get away? Like,
Choose
if we try
Rahadin,
to
make
fight
him leave.
He's invulnerable. We don't have any magic things that can negate his wards. We already know
Yeah.
that he's magically invulnerable. He's got some weird, like, wards or something on him. While we were talking amongst ourselves, Strahd was tapping his fingers with his arms folded. My patience is growing thin. We're thinking about it, I said.
I mean, you
I
just
look
have
over to the
forever, so yeah, it
werewolves.
makes perfect sense.
I'm pretty
you have
sure
patience.
they're the last pick. Like, there's no way I'm going to pick Zuleika. They're way too big of a liability at this point. Among the hostages is a werewolf cub who's fearfully clinging to his little Blinsky doll. I know he's adorable, but the cub is useless to us. Like, if he dies, I mean, Mordenkainen is more valuable. The cub, he's just dead weight. The werewolf cub had a thrall with its clawed hands on its shoulder. The vampire thrall was leaning in, showing his fangs, ready to take a bite. Strahd coughed. Have you made your decision? Not yet, I said.
Choose
"We
Rahadin, let
need
him
more
run
time."
free.
Strahd looked to his right-hand man. Then, Rahadin, make the decision a little easier for them.
Kill them all?
Rahadin stepped forward, drawing his weapon. Mordenkainen, I said. Mordenkainen, we made our choice. Very well. I am a man of my word. You may leave with Mordenkainen. There was a long silence between the group. Yeah. Yep. This is the right call.
Nope.
Morden is the best
No, it's
option.
not. Mordenkainen's
It
a
makes
wizard.
sense
He
to
can
just
run and get
while
out.
we can. If we don't leave now, we'll probably end up losing more people.
Yeah.
I take my mini, and I turn away, and I start moving out of the ruins. But then, I stop.
Okay, one, I'm actually impressed Puffin can pull off that much of a growl for that long. That's actually hard to do because just making those kind of sounds takes a lot of air to start with. So that's impressive lung capacity. Two, yeah. I love how you can see he's just working himself up right now from, yeah, we're making the smart choice, the wise choice, the choice that in no way, shape, or form is in any way good because you even had to highlight the cub and it's like, oh, it's cute, it's adorable, and we left it to die. No. Also, I'm pretty sure Strahd said, pick one and everyone can leave. I thought he was telling them that the one they choose dies. Maybe I had that backwards.
I turn around and slowly move him into the center of the circle between the party, Strahd, and the vampire thralls.
Move.
I hold up the amulet of the Raven Kind. Turn undead! A fight breaks out. Everyone rolls initiative. A few of them fail their save and start trying to flee. Mordenkainen uses Wall of Force to put a barrier between the thralls and the hostages, giving the werewolves a chance to escape.
I'd like to point out, yeah, apparently the wizard still has magic. What a surprise. Also, Wall of Force is broken. He's actually learned what that spell does, and it's a freaking amazing.
Run! Zuleika shouts, and some of the wolves take off into the forest, while some stay and fight.
And
It's a massive mosh pit of claws, fangs, spells, and
Rahadin
swords
doesn't care?
going around as everyone is fighting against everyone else.
Irina is all like, yeah, I've seen
Rahadin,
this before.
Misty steps over to our sorcerer, Gouda, and stabs her through the chest, taking her out.
Oh!
Krusk reaches over to him, making a beeline to Rahadin. Hey, you!
Shit, I didn't know he could do that.
The two of us have unfinished business.
And Good is already dead. Son of a
Rahadin got the
bitch.
better of him at Kazan's tower, but Krusk was eager for round two. The closer he gets to him, the louder Krusk starts to hear the screams inside of his head. He remembers that anyone who gets near Rahadin hears these phantom cries in the distance. The two start clashing swords. Farther back, Strahd is watching the fight from a safe distance.
He's just having fun.
He holds out his hand and produces a fireball spell, casting it back where we are. But Mordenkainen
Who?
whips out his wand and turns the fireball into a cloud of butterflies that flutter away.
Dude!
Mordenkainen grins. Nice try, but you're gonna have to wake up awfully early to get one past me. What proceeds
Does he
is
sleep?
a very long fight, with the DM complaining about how many spellcasters there are. Rickton can cast spells, Mordenkainen can cast spells, Strahd has spells, Rahadin has magic. I've got so many turns to take. We were making jokes about it like, it's a big anime opening. And who else?
I'm just going to put a prediction down because I have a feeling I know exactly what's about to happen. The DM is annoyed, which is usually not a good thing. Everyone has magic, and they're making fun of a fight that's dragging on a while. Why do I get the distinct impression the DM's going to go, okay, Strahd's bored. And shit hits the fan. Other than the fact that that's exactly what happens every time Strahd does anything. Because that's exactly what has happened every time Strahd has had any direct impact on this entire campaign. Yeah.
Else is in this fight but our enchantress friend, and our dwarven shield thrower, and our shape changer who comes with extra spells. You shut your face, Ben!
Wait, there's a
Strahd
dwarf?
got onto his nightmare, a black horse with a fiery mane and hooves, forcibly
cool.
pulling Irina up onto it. Irina calls for help. Help! But there's too many people between them and us to get them. The horse gallops upward, carrying Strahd and the captive Irina away. He sails up above the battlefield.
What happens if he does actually
and
get
takes a
her?
moment to survey everything, stroking his chin. He sees me holding the amulet of Ravenkind, casting spells from it. Strahd says, Now, we can't have that now, can we? He casts a spell. Garo notices the amulet of Ravenkind gets yanked off of the chain and start floating up in the air towards Strahd. It seems like Strahd is using the spell Telekinesis to steal the amulet of Ravenkind from him.
You can do that?
No, we need that. I say immediately
Oh,
panicking
that-
as I leap
I
up
never
into
even
the
thought of
air and
using it
grab
that
it.
way.
I'm getting swung around like a fish on a
Ooh.
line. No, that's mine. You can't have it. Eventually, I win the tug of war, and he drops it. I fall to the ground. Fuck you, Strahd. You ain't getting this shit. I hook it back around my neck. Our paladin was going mano a mano with Rahadin, using his
I
smite
thought you
on
can
him.
remove things you were wearing, but I
Is he
apparently not.
undead? I get bonus damage. The DM's like, no. Krust was confused. Oh, what about Fiend? No. Oh, what is he then?
Don't say normal human.
The DM explained, he's just a normal guy.
What?
Like, he's not like magically evil or something. He's doing this because he's an asshole and enjoys being evil. We complained we need a new paladin class. Plus 1d8 versus assholes. Eventually we start...
I'm sorry. I just want to say, right now, if they create a paladin class, 1d8 versus asshole, that is going to be overpowered. Because, let's be completely fair, the one thing everyone has in common is that if you're too far into any alignment, and I mean any of them, you're an asshole. And considering how a lot of people play their characters, that's like an instant, I have all the power character. And I just love this. Seriously, it's just, I kind of want that to be a homebrew class. 1d8, I have advantage on assholes. And everyone has that asshole moment, so at least for once, I will have advantage over you. And it's awesome. Sorry, I'm just geeky out at the thought of a homebrew class. Wow, I've really gone down the rabbit hole for D&D. Yeah, that sounds about right.
bailing people out of the fight one by one. But we're looking up to Irina on that horse.
Still there, wow.
She's the last one we got to rescue before we go.
Irina, jump!
Gudis said, shouting to her. Irina tries, but she's held in place by the vampire.
Telekinesis?
Strahd climbs up even higher, making jumping impossible without her getting seriously injured. Strahd eventually realizes that his work here is done. The thralls are forcing us back, and he has Irina. Boshak says, "Don't target Strahd. We need to kill that horse." He starts casting spells at Bucephalus.
The horse is
but
dead,
they
isn't
miss.
it? Oh, yeah.
Strahd pulls the reins of the nightmare. The horse turns from the battle, galloping through the air. We watched as
And it's a
Strahd
flying
and Irina
dead
soared
horse.
farther and farther away, Irina looking over his shoulder towards us. Their image got smaller and smaller as they headed to Castle Ravenloft.
Yep.
Boshak said, "I'm gonna eat that fucking horse." He was starting to realize that the nightmare kept letting Strahd and Rahadin escape the last minute. Bucephalus was a real problem. People shout, "We gotta go! We gotta go now!" Rahadin didn't chase. Noticing that his master had left, he turns into a mist and drifts away. Crust swears as he sees his prey slip out from the fight, again, reluctantly leaving with us. The group fled into the woods. All of us were loaded into Van Richten's cart. Yeah! Van Richten lashes the horse, which start galloping away. Behind us, the vampire thralls tried to keep pace with us. We fired spells out of the back until we could no longer see each other. Finally, until there was a bit of quiet, we can sit and catch our breaths.
And this is why you just light everything on fire. This is actually a reference to a previous game I did that I forgot to stream. But yes, this is why I perfectly say, whenever there's a problem, light everything on fire. You want to stop people from chasing you? Light it on fire. It's a great idea. And very few things will come back to bite you. And when they do, you're already dead, so it doesn't really matter. See? Perfect solution.
All things considered,
Art for Puffin just
that
looking
went the
crazed.
best that it could have gone. I said, none of the good guys died. But
Surprisingly.
that was true also for the main big bad guys.
Yeah, but that was
Saladin
expected.
got away, and so did Strahd with Irina.
Yeah.
Zuleika was furious. You lied to us. You said we would not be in danger. Boshak's eyes narrowed.
We made no promise. We told you we would try and keep you safe. We both knew that there was going to be danger. We were both being hunted.
Zuleika
When the
snarled.
evil character is more right.
Almost died because of you.
Your pack almost died because of Strahd.
Yeah.
As I recall, while we were trying to find allies, you were outside doing nothing. You let yourselves get captured. If anything,
Well, they're
you
not
should
allies
be
anymore.
thanking us. We could have let you die, but we didn't. I'm not going to take the blame for your own ineptitude.
Ooh.
Zuleika growls to the pack.
Everyone, come with me.
She starts running away from us.
We're on our own. This is what we get for working with weaklings.
The wolves take off into the wood.
I mean, on the one hand, yeah, pissed off he got drawn into a fight. Two, they just fought Strahd, and, they didn't die for once, because that's happened a few times. I don't think the weaklings comment is a good idea here, because on the one hand, yeah, you're still technically on the good side, and, allies, and on the other hand, really? You want to piss off the people who actually are willing to help you still? Really? Don't seem that bright. Must have a very low int score.
Following her lead. The last is the wolf pup, who is carrying his little Blinsky doll in his mouth, who gives us one last look before bounding away and chasing the rest of the pack.
Not going to say puppy.
Then
not gonna
Ismark
say puppy,
says,
not gonna say puppy.
I'm going to leave as well. I asked him, where are you going? Don't you want to find your sister?
I need to take care of the town of Barovia. Now that my father is dead, it's now my responsibility.
What about Irina? What about your sister?
Yeah, he ain't doing anything about that.
Ismark sighed.
It's over now.
Yeah.
There's no helping her. Not anymore.
He ain't
She's
wrong.
now in the clutches
Probably.
of Strahd. I did what I can, but it wasn't enough.
Gudu was indignant.
What do you think you're doing? You're
Failing.
just gonna let Strahd walk away with her?
Yes.
And do what? Ismark says,
She's at Ravenloft now. Well fortified, guarded by who knows what manner of man or beast of magic. And even if I get in there, even if I plumb the depths of the castle, claim her, which would be suicidal, what then? We're back to square one, on the run again, unable to escape. I can't
Yep.
let any more people get hurt because of me and my journey. Ever since
If it helps, this town is such a horrible place, I'm sure they're going to get hurt anyways. So you don't really need to feel bad for them getting hurt, because it's going to happen in horrible, uncountable ways. Literally being torn apart like the people in the freaking church might be the nice outcome. The point where that's actually a literal statement and not actually exaggerated. That's the point where you realize, oh yeah, no, this is a really fucked up thing. But I've already been there, so it should be normal. But it's not. It's really not.
she became a part of our family, I knew she would be in the clutches of Strahd. After my father's death, I wanted to protect her.
Oh, adopted.
Because she was the last family member I had. I challenged fate, and I lost. The dark powers would not let us keep her. I lost my dad. I lost my sister. But I still have the town. I'm the burgomaster of Barovia. I need to do what I can for my village.
Yeah, about that. What did they cause a coup? Or is that a different town? I'm actually not aware of that one. Might be mistaken.
he gets up and starts walking away from the group and back to the town of Barovia.
You think you could just walk away from us like that?
Gudis
Also, this might just be my being an idiot thing. I thought Barovia was the entire area, not just a single town in it. And maybe I was wrong the entire time. Wouldn't be the first time.
starts yelling at him.
After everything we've been through?
Yes.
Boshak said,
Just let him go.
No.
Well, to be fair, you did kind of leave him
Boshak
behind to
explained,
start.
He is weak and feeble. If we take him with us, he will die. His brittle bones will break under the vampire's claws.
So technically, some of yours already
being
have.
negligible is a virtue. Then people don't care about you because you're weak.
If he comes, he will die.
Yeah.
No, he can't go. Not yet.
Gouda points a finger at him.
I'm going to cast polymorph on him.
What?
What? He's just going to change back in an hour.
I'm going to cast polymorph on him and turn him into a newt, and then we'll put him in a bag, and we'll convince him to stay. If that doesn't work, we'll polymorph him again, and by that time, we'll be on the road to our next destination.
Gouda,
As
no.
Ismark leaves the cart with his back turned, she casts polymorph. Just before the spell hits him, it suddenly arcs down, harmlessly sailing off. Not so fast, little lady. She realizes that nearby is Mordenkainen, with his wand out, who had
NPC for the win, because let's be honest. Holy shit, Gouda, your beholder is showing. Also, probably shouldn't phrase it that way. That really sounds... I'm just going to drop that one. I don't have... there's certain phrases I probably shouldn't say.
quickly used counterspell on it. Every man's got a road he's got to travel. You can't make a man take a road he don't want to go down.
Technically you do, but...
I'm going to cast Suggestion on Ismark. Now, Ismark, you have to stay.
Mordenkainen uses counterspell on it. Again.
Wizards.
As girl, I'm watching this, I'm not happy about it. Oh, that's great. Using up all of your guys' spell slots right here on a little stupid fight. It's not like we needed the spells. It's not like we're on a time crunch and can't long rest and get them back. It's not like Mordenkainen, our archmage, doesn't need his spells. I take a moment to kind of look around at the rest
pissing off
of the
the
group.
MC would be worse.
Well, our party has really shrunk down, I say. But at least you're still with us, Mordenkainen.
Oh, no, he's leaving.
Well, Mordenkainen says awkwardly, about that.
Yep, getting out.
What, you got a dentist appointment or something?
Does he?
Mordenkainen shakes his head. No, my staff. I think I know where it might have ended up.
Ooh.
I gotta go snag it. I'm gonna
Help
need it if
him.
we're gonna fight Strahd. Plus, if we're all together, it paints a big target on our back. But before I go, I got something for you guys.
Ooh.
He reaches into his jacket and pulls out 4 rings of spell storage. Those ought to help you out. See you around, partner.
Okay, I just want to say right now, I finally found out what those rings are, and holy shit, man. But seriously, like, I don't know how many storage spells, I don't know how many spells he has stored in there because I didn't look that far into it. But I know it holds spells, and this is a freaking legendary level wizard who things are named after in D&D still. I don't actually know much about him, but I've heard enough about the others, like the current Tasha stuff, which there's a new module coming out about it. Is it an entire expansion or a module? I don't really know the correct terminology. I'm still getting into that. But yeah, if he's giving you rings with spells he's stored or thought worth storing, yeah, that's a bit of a force multiplier. Also, how many of those rings does he just randomly have on him? Other than enough. Probably enough. Mage, wizard, person. Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, God.
Mordenkainen casts Fly on himself and starts gliding through the trees, soaring off into the distance. What about you, Van Richten?
No, I'm with you,
Oh.
he said. We'll be sticking together.
I was actually expecting him to leave.
Afterwards, we talked about the fight. The DM informed us Strahd wasn't going to kill the hostages. What? Then everyone at the table starts laughing at me. Don't you remember? He told you in your head that he was going to let them all go. I was confused. Oh, well, he said he'd only let one go. He said out loud that you could leave with one, but he told you in your head that he was going to let them all go. Oh. Did I just fuck up? Boshek was like,
A little bit, but
Oh, I was actually right. I actually correctly understood the process, and Puffin just pulled a Puffin. Oh, I'm actually surprised that didn't work out worse for them. It would have had the same effect on the hostages either way. I mean, at least this way they saw him fighting for them as opposed to literally selling them out. So they're more neutral as opposed to pro-Strahd now. So technically this was still the right way, at least as far as the doggos go. Yes, I know they're werewolves, but I'm just going to call them doggos because that one little kid pup thing with the doll in its mouth, that sounds freaking adorable, man. Just sorry, doggos. Just doggos.
still, I wanted to fight. We just needed someone to set off the battle. A little spark. of the powder keg. I would have been really disappointed if we had just walked away.
Yeah.
Well, he said there was going to be an execution. Everyone was on their knees. It looked really scary.
Boshak explained, it was just a show. If you notice, he never actually said he was going to kill anyone.
Oh, I didn't know that. Boshak was
Eh.
like,
He told you.
Well,
I
it
was
counts up until he
confused.
changes his
I thought
mind.
he was like, I'm going to let them go off a cliff and then push them off.
Look, I'm not complaining. I wanted to kill people. I got to kill people.
Yeah.
I'm a happy lizard folk.
Technically, they're already undead.
The other players
so-
were like, whatever. But you guys are the audience. You don't get to stop me, so you have to listen to my rant about my reasoning. Okay, so we know he's being deceptive, but who's he trying to deceive, right? If we accept his offer, he's just going to let them go in 30 seconds. So, did he just want to deceive them for 30 seconds? Or maybe he was deceiving Tatiana. Was he going to take them back to the...
See, here's the thing. I'm the audience, and while I can't stop him, well, other than the fact I just did, I can say this. I don't think he was trying to deceive you. I think you were just playing yourself in a way that was completely believable, and honestly, I don't even think you made the right choice. Or the wrong choice. I think you just made the most appropriate. You're kind of stuck between a wrong choice and a wrong choice at this point. But still, it's the fact that he came to what I think is actually the right answer by the completely wrong means and having no idea what the hell he just did. I'm actually okay with this. This is actually fun to watch. Oh, God.
castle and maybe use them as a puzzle piece? Or if he's being deceptive, like, was he being deceptive when he said there was going to be an execution? Or was he being deceptive when he said he'd let them all go? He's already killed an entire church, so it wouldn't be out of character.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I mean, you're not
I'm
wrong,
just
but also
saying that
doesn't matter.
I had very legitimate reasons for almost getting everyone killed.
Yeah.
The group is traveling in Van Richten's
Still surprised it
car.
worked out so well.
Van Richten asks me,
Also, Garo, may I take a look at that amulet you have?
Kind of
yeah,
wondering
sure,
about that.
I said, showing
Looks
it
like
to
a
him.
buzzsaw.
This thing can produce sunlight. Why didn't you use it when we were fighting those vampires?
Why didn't
Don't you know they're weak to sunlight?
I shrug. Yeah, I do, but Garo doesn't know what that is. Van Richten seemed confused.
What do you mean?
Garo knows they're weak to sunlight, but what does it mean that they're weak to it?
What?
Sunlight doesn't do any damage. So what, they take nothing times 2? As a character, Garo has cast Hold Person and Turn Undead, so he knows what they do, but he's never cast Sunlight. Never seen a vampire movie, plus his Arcana is, so Garo wouldn't know. Then Van Richten is going to inform Garo,
Sunlight actually burns the vampires.
Okay, this point right here, this isn't so much a comment on the story as this level of role playing getting in the way of making smart decisions tactically. This is something I have trouble with. For doing the exact opposite, I've apparently been told. I'm supposed to role play my decisions based on only what my character would see, not what is happening in the story. So, okay, if technically would be here, I can't make decisions based on it. That's hard to decide. And then it's like, okay, I'm watching Puffin make the right choice. Yeah, it's just watching this level of roleplay detail where it's like, I won't know what my character shouldn't know, so I'm not going to act in any meta ways. But then because the DM is playing Van Richten right now, he's like, why aren't you doing meta stuff that you should know? Because you've done this before. Also, you think just knowing vampires, like, you think that would be a thing, considering, you know what a vampire is already, but no, apparently his Arcana was so bad, that would be a thing. Yeah, that makes sense. But still, it's an attention to detail that I find impressive and also frustrating because I can't seem to do it myself. I also metagame way more intelligently than my character. Not that I'm intelligent, but that my characters are usually absolute morons. So only about 1 point lower than normal. Yeah.
Making them take 20 radiant damage each turn. Plus their regeneration doesn't work.
oh, that's really effective, I said. Totally should have used it in that fight.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. However, one other issue. The amulet has a limited number of charges. Each spell is not the same cost. Sunlight is the most expensive and most taxing on the amulet.
the thing that does the
while
most?
Vampire is the cheapest. So I can use Sunlight. It's a great nuke, but we can't use it on everything because it uses charges. But still, once or twice a day nuke. It's pretty good.
Especially if
We
you get long
eventually
rests.
reached a set of crossroads. Van Richten turned to us.
Where to now?
I look up to the mountains. Amber Temple.
What?
Mordenkainen said we should go there. But first,
Oh, yeah, he
remember,
did mention that.
several sessions ago, we made a promise to Casimir. We made a promise to him that we would take him to the Amber Temple, and in return, he would give us a sword. We travel to the Vistani camp and stay with...
Honestly, it's like, it sounds familiar, but I think this is one of the things that happened outside of Puffin's covered footage, or I guess covered videos. I'm honestly pulling a blank on this one. Something about taking him to the temple. No, I'm just pulling a blank on this one. If I'm just being an idiot and forgetting, let me know in the comments below. And if I'm actually correct that this is something that he's bringing up now because it was something he didn't cover because he wasn't there for it, also let me know, because I would like to know I'm not just going crazy. Or crazier. We all have to assume I'm already crazy, so it's really not really changing much there. Yeah.
with them. That night, all of us have dreams about our patrons.
Ooh.
Krosk meets with an orc spirit.
Cool.
Gouda talks with her beholder patron,
Neat.
and she gets the ability to roll wild magic twice and take the result she likes. Boshak starts turning.
Oh, that level. See, I'm playing a wild mage, so I know exactly what that means. And it depends what table they're playing on. If they're playing on the D100 table, that's pretty neat. I'm playing on the D10,000, and I have no idea what the hell that would mean because that's usually a lot of shit. But yeah, that's actually a really damn powerful ability. Unless both are absolute shit options, in which case, yay, maybe not killing yourself, which isn't always a guarantee.
Turning more into a 1T, becoming more magic resistant. I have a dream and meet with Harkotha. This time, there's a third woman there who has blue glossy skin like stone.
Oh,
They
a
bless
third.
me with additional powers. I receive a permanent stone skin.
What?
After we wake up, we talk about our gifts. Gouda smirked.
Garo, did you talk with your GFs?
Oh,
I look around
God.
nervously. In a way, yeah.
I forgot that she's been referring to them as his girlfriends. Also, how would that work? A permanent stone skin? Because he already has a permanent wood skin, making him look like a dryad-ish, dryad man person? Forestkin? I don't know. How does that work? Does he look like a petrified tree that moves? Okay, yeah, no, actually, that would actually, yeah. That checks out in my head.
Yes, they are my GFs, my, good friends. They're good friends to me.
No.
Garo, that's not what we call that. You're playing the field.
What?
I think it's a sport of some kind you do with several girls.
Also, Boshak
God damn it, Gouda. I don't find that funny because of the joke about him playing the field. I find it funny that she refers to it as a sport of some kind where he's playing the field. Or she just... it's funny because she's saying it in such a way, acting as if her character has no idea. So just in character, it's funny because the character doesn't know what they just said. I just find that kind of humor... God damn it. It's such a stupid throwaway line, but I'm actually cracking up on it.
uses his disguised self.
Look, I am Ismark.
Ismark, is that you?
No, it's me, Boshak. Who else would call you a dumbass?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Ha!
That got
Best
sad.
moment, Gouda!
Also, Boshak let us know.
I don't think I'm chaotic evil anymore.
What?
You've finally seen the light.
Chaotic neutral?
Yes,
Boshak nodded.
I'm leaning more towards neutral evil. Maybe neutral evil tends to chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the direction I thought that was going to swing.
Honestly, I was going true
Garo
neutral
was
on this
disappointed because I thought it was going to be like, I've seen the light and realized that compassion is the way to go.
one. No.
But no.
I could see him going neutral,
Yes.
honestly. Not
Boshak
good.
is becoming more and more single-minded, that he needs to defeat Strahd, and absorbed with his quest for revenge. He is starting to realize that he can't just be a leaf, blown about by the wind, and just letting the group blunder about because it's funny is no longer humorous to him. He knows
I disagree. It's still very funny to me.
that he's the smartest of the group, and he needs to tell the party what to do. After all, who's he going to follow? Gouda? No.
He's making
Gouda
a valid
was in
point.
Van Richten's cart when she discovered a crate that was closed.
He's making a very good point.
What's that?
She asked.
Vampire?
Van Richten just sighed.
I guess you could say a bad puppet. He's a living toy.
A
Light
new
it on
friend.
fire.
I just love making new friends.
No.
Not this one. He's in timeout. Boshak asked, "Why do you even have him?" "He could be useful. Inside of that crate is a doll that is from Ravenloft. He's been all over the castle. That place is like a maze. He might be helpful navigating."
Ooh. So they're using
Who'da pulled
Chucky
out
to
her
steal
notepad?
from the vampire.
What's his name?
Or kill a vampire.
Van Richten shrugged. "I don't know. He tried to attack me, so I locked him in this crate."
Arr.
She puts the notepad away.
I'm going to
What
ask
is with
you.
that
We
name
have
sheet?
new friends to make.
Boshak is like,
"I would not do that. He might be a problem."
Don't worry. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
she opens up the crate.
No.
Inside is a doll. Its head rolls up to look at her. The doll is dressed like a jester. She picks it up.
Aw, he's so cute.
Is it going to stab her?
Who's a big boy? That's you. You're a big boy.
She starts swinging him around. As she does that, his head swivels backward and his mouth opens up, and he fires a dart out of it towards Boshak, who dodges out of the way. Boshak snarls,
"Did that doll just think it could attack me?"
Yeah.
Nah, he didn't mean it. He's just confused.
Oh my
Garo's like,
god. Is she using
"He
him as an
almost got
improvised
you."
weapon?
The doll fires another dart at Garo's face, who catches it between two fingers. Yeah.
Damn.
Garo dropped the dart.
Impressive.
That doll is going back in the crate. The doll fired another shot at Boshak.
"I'm going to break that doll."
Surprised he didn't
Look,
say
he
eat it.
didn't mean nothing by it, right?
She looked at the doll, which says nothing. Boshak uses telepathy to try and communicate with the doll in its head. Boshak says in his head,
"Hey there. Is someone there?"
the doll talked back to him in his head.
Yes. Who's this?
"It's me, Boshak. What's your name?"
I'm actually a little surprised that the doll is sentient enough to respond through telepathy. I was literally expecting something just primal. It's like, murder, fun. Ah! Yeah, no, actual thought. And, yeah, sure. I just, wasn't expecting that. Kind of surprising, actually.
I'm Piddlewick the Second.
Second?
"What happened to Piddlewick the First?"
He fell down some stairs.
Did
"At
you
the
push him?"
castle?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've lived at the castle for a while, haven't you?
Yup.
Probably seen a lot of weird things there, like traps.
Oh, yeah. They're all over the place. But I found them. As long as you move around them, they're not a problem.
Great.
Oh, God,
Do
is
you
the
think
doll
you could
actually
show us where they
helping?
are at the castle when we go there, so that way we don't get hurt?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Well, that's great. Also, why did you try and attack us?
Fun.
It's because they're big meanies, but not like you. You're nice.
Will you stop attacking them?
Okay, I won't.
Boshak told us what happened.
So let me get this straight. He used telepathy on a doll who has the mentality of a child who just randomly throws darts at good people because it thinks good people are bad and bad people are good. And it just seems to not be hitting Gouda because she's swinging all over the place. And she's definitely neutral. Oh God, why? Which apparently is everything that specific player role plays. Characters who are neutral. Oh God, why? There's no good. There's no evil. There's just the character. Yeah. Oh God. The fucked up morality on this freaking doll is actually a plot point that worked in their favor. The surprising part here is that it was in their favor. That's the part that surprised me.
We put Piddlewick back into the box,
Piddlewick, oh
and he
God.
didn't try to attack us after that.
No. Kind of surprised.
Once that was done, we spoke to Arabelle. She was the Vistani we had rescued from Bluto, the fisherman who had needed her for good luck. Gouda asked her,
Oh yeah.
Arabelle, you can see the future.
I forgot about
right?
that.
Arabelle said,
I can see strange things from time to time, between time to time, but the images are often clouded.
Gouda
Oh, that's
asked,
useless.
Okay, I need to ask you about something really important. Victor, he's the Baron's son. I saw a flash of light, and the house exploded, and he was trying to teleport out of Barovia. Do you know if he made it?
Into something, maybe.
Oh, him. Yes, he's somewhere.
she gasped,
He didn't die?
Kind of
Yes,
surprising.
He's alive. His story is not over. Not yet.
That's not a good thing in this world.
Arabelle, Where is he?
Oh, he's away from here, I suppose you'd say. He's not anywhere you would know.
Not saying
Gouda
much.
grabbed Arabelle by the scarf and started shaking her back and forth.
You have to tell me, Arabelle.
God
I
damn it,
need to
Gouda.
know.
Your paths may cross sometime, and perhaps a little sooner than you think.
Oh?
I put myself between her and Arabelle. Stop harassing the child, Gouda.
Good luck. Your road ahead is going to be quite exciting, isn't it?
Never a
Arabelle
good sign.
ran off.
Except for
And
the
not
game.
knowing is half the fun.
Hey, wait a second, I asked, just figuring something out. I remembered the fortune teller who had given us our fortune at the beginning of the game. You don't happen to have any relatives we've met before, right?
Oh, no.
Maybe Madame Ava? She just turned back and smiled as she left. We then spoke with Casimir. Just a refresher, Casimir is a dusk elf who is feeble and disabled. He can hardly
What's a
walk,
dusk elf?
has trouble breathing, can't see well. He made a deal with a higher power, just like all of us, and has been gifted with powerful healing abilities.
Oh.
But every time he does, he loses a bit of himself, becoming weaker and weaker each time he uses his powers. The man constantly needs attendants to take care of it.
Oh. Oh, it's that kind of healing. This is actually a form of healing. Just pulling it up there. Ed Greenwood has used in previous books, whose names I actually have on my bookshelf, and I cannot seem to remember, and it's kind of annoying me. But this kind of healing is a thing he's used. And since so much of D&D lore comes from him, I'm actually not surprised to see this type of healing, the retributive healing. I'm not really sure if that's the best way to phrase it, but I'm going to call it that because, like, okay, you took someone's pain into yourself. I want to make a Full Metal Alchemist reference, like a balance being maintained, but it seems a little on the nose. You know, it costs an arm and a leg to make that joke. I have no restraint when it comes to horrible, horrible puns.
of his needs.
You have returned. I see you've grown and your power is becoming stronger. We can now reach the Amber Temple.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
can
he was the one
guide
who said
me
they need to
there,
level up.
I will give you Sergei's blade, the one which
I
Strahd
completely forgot about
fears,
this guy.
and the weapon which can drive away the darkness.
I asked him, cool, we need that weapon. But, do you mind if I ask, what are you going there for yourself? You had said you were going there to get more power.
Don't worry, I will explain more of my history on the way up.
He started hobbling towards the cart.
We
If he
have
starts
a long
saying anything
road
about
ahead
a
of us,
grandfather
and
taking
it
his
is best
pain,
to start as soon as possible.
Are we gonna get a backstory? Casimir looked confused.
No, what? I'm going to be explaining my history and what I want.
So it is a backstory, I said.
God.
Don't worry, I got my notes out. I pull out my pencil and notepad. I'm here to write down everything you say. We left
God
the
damn it,
Vistani
Gar, you're
camp.
pulling a Gouda.
The trail we had was a long one. It was winding up the mountain to the south, where the cold wind ripped through towering peaks. When we had spoken to people in town, they said that no one went up there. The land was hostile and unforgiving. Which, it's Barovia. I thought you guys were kind of used to it at this point, but
Yeah.
whatever. It's even more treacherous.
Oh.
If we wanted to cross the dangerous mountains, we would need warm clothes. The best place to get them was in Kresk, and we knew that since the
Lizard
Baroness
folks gonna be screwed
owed
because
us
he's
one
cold-blooded,
for
I'm
us
assuming?
saving her, it was easy just to talk to them, get the clothes, and head on up.
Does that even work?
As we arrive at Kresk, we look out to where the abbey is. We notice that the gardens were just blackened fields. The buildings are covered in soot and ash. The place was heavily damaged by fire. It seemed like there was an attack of some kind.
Maybe
We
vampires?
speak with the Baron and Baroness. What happened at the abbey? We ask. The Baroness told us,
Well, after you told me what happened, my husband and I ordered up the guards, and we stormed up to the abbey, and took care of the situation there. It won't be used by those people ever again.
I mean, on the one hand, yeah, he was kind of healing people by cutting off their limbs and then replacing them with animal parts and wiping their memory. And oh, dear God, I just realized that guy's basically probably the inspiration for the first villain in Dingo Doodle's campaign. The freaking hand lady, whose name I cannot remember. Yeah. Wow. Did the guy have a way to summon a Trask or like maybe chain it through link suffocation? I don't know. What the, oh God. Sorry, I just, yeah. I just made the connection.
I ask, well, what happened to the people that lived there? The Baroness was confused.
People that live there? What in heaven's names do you mean? We didn't meet any people there, just monsters.
You killed all of the mongrel folk?
The monsters that live there won't be a threat to the good people of this town.
Ugh.
Garo sighed. Oh, I think this might have been the worst thing we've done so far. Thinking
No.
back on all the different characters we met there.
I mean, it's pretty bad, but I still think the children one is worse because you knew what you were doing. Yeah, I'm going with that one as being the worst one.
The groundskeeper, the violinist, the cook. They probably didn't make it out of there alive. I ask her, what about the abbot?
Unfortunately, he fled. But don't worry, we've got our guards looking out for him. Now that we know, if he ever shows his face around here, he'll be put down, and swiftly.
Well, thank you for dealing with that, I say, not sure exactly how to feel about it. While I do feel a
She's
small
trying to help.
sliver of
She's just
satisfaction
bad at
that
it.
another Strahd supporter got rooted out, the cost was way too steep.
Yeah.
We didn't like his experimentations, but there were so many people that were caught up in all this. The ends definitely didn't justify the means. After we left, the cart continued following the road to the pass. I asked our driver, how long will it take us to get there? Van Richten answered,
Half a day or so. We have to cross over Solinka Pass first.
he pointed up to a V between the mountains and the road switched backing up to it.
Now, this might just be me being kind of genre sensitive, but I feel a plot hook coming on. Oh, God. And I'm guessing things are bad. They're really bad, but it doesn't count as more bad yet. It's just kind of the general level of bad we're expecting. So I'm assuming whatever more bad is about to happen will be in the next few minutes, because that's where it hit the last episode as well.
With plenty of time in the cart to ourselves, we finally got a chance to talk with Casimir. What's a guy like you need at the Amber Temple? I mean, you're not in the best shape already.
Healing?
Casimir explained,
There is power there, more advanced abilities.
What's he going to
While my
sell or
healing magic
sacrifice?
is strong, it is still not enough. I need the power to raise dead, to undo a mistake I made a long time ago.
And we have a necromancer.
who are you trying to bring back?
My sister,
He explained,
a long time ago, just when Barovia had become claimed by Strahd.
How old is this guy? No, seriously, Strahd has been here for a long time. Long enough that people have found out that whenever you die, you just get reincarnated into a new body to suffer again. And that's been happening with freaking Arena for a very long time. Like, did he just claim new parts and they're just incorporate into it? Because from what he just said, he is really old. And considering he's sickly, that actually is impressive that I thought he was much younger. No. Also, necromancer. Yeah. Maybe they should let him know the entire souls come back thing. Like, she's probably technically been reborn at this point. Probably should mention that to him. Might save a lot of trouble.
There was a woman who was courting him, my sister Petrina. Once Strahd found Tatiana, he rejected my sister and sent her away.
You're telling us that Strahd was actually in a love triangle where Petrina loved him and he loved Tatiana?
I don't quite know what that means. But anyways,
How? Strahd is a whiny man baby who honestly is kind of a troll. At least he's depicted here. But okay, one, yeah, he ain't just a healer there. Two, I'm going with he has to be some kind of undead. There's no way otherwise. Three, I'm still going back to that first point of how. Yeah, Strahd, oh God, he was a freaking failed harem protagonist. I do not know how to feel about this. I mean, he has long enough hair that if he just did this, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Oh.
After Tatiana's passing, my sister wanted to approach him again.
Nope.
Desiring to be his
Bad
wife.
idea.
However, when our village found out about her desires, we couldn't let her be married to this monster. There was no way we would suffer that depravity. So,
You would
the
suffer
town
that?
was full of anger and rage at her, and in their hatred and their desire to spite Strahd, I ordered the town to stone her to death.
You!
We killed my sister, Petrina. Once Strahd had found out what we had done, he sent men to our village. They went about, slaughtering the town. But only the women, only the children. None of the men. He made sure that our tribe could never survive. I, as the one who made the order, had my ears hacked off, in retribution.
He points up to the bandages around his head.
Now, we've slowly died out. I'm one of the last of my kind still, a dying race. My sister's body is entombed beneath Castle Ravenloft. I must first go to the Amber Temple, be given the magic I seek.
Now, this is actually something I'm really curious about, because this has a lot of implications for Strahd. Because, one, that is kind of an ironic revenge for something that's, kind of fucked up. Which, I was like, oh, I didn't think I'd actually agree with Strahd on one of his actions, because, yeah. But more importantly, he then entombed her body. That almost sounds nice. Like, he didn't do anything screwy with it. He didn't, desecrate the body. He actually treated it well. I'm saying this having no foreknowledge of what's about to happen, so I could be completely off, but that's oddly kind of main character-ish. I'm trying very hard not to remember what he could do with his hair. I don't like seeing the similarity.
Travel to Ravenloft, find her tomb, and bring her back.
Her soul's probably somewhere else, though.
I asked nervously, she was after Strahd. Was she evil?
She was a troubled individual, looking for something she saw in him. Although she was flawed, and Strahd is a monster, she was still my sister.
And technically, you're the one who did the entire
did not
ritual
deserve
stunning.
what happened to her. I want to bring her back, to apologize, and tell her how very, very sorry I am for what we did to her. She really deserves to carry on the legacy of our people.
Technically, she's probably
Not
sitting
me.
around somewhere in a
But
different body.
as for the town and that horrible
Or it goes.
event, the one who carried out the grim task of ending my people was Rahadin. Even though he's a dusk elf as well,
Oh.
he betrayed his people. I will never forget when the right hand of Strahd went down the line, one by one, killing the women. And
On the one hand, yeah, that's pretty bad. On the other hand, you did kinda just ritualistically murder your sister because of the shame. I mean, on the one hand, I'm kind of on Rahadin's side here. You fucked up. You really fucked up. It's like whenever Strahd looks good by comparison, you really fucked up. I am not comfortable with this. This counts as more bad.
children kneeling before him. Ever since
children's
that
always up there.
tragic day, Rahadin is continually haunted by the screams of those he slaughtered.
Oh, that's
When
the
you
voices.
are near him, you can hear the sounds, the lives he
Also,
took.
elf. Yeah, that would explain the long life.
Once he was done with the story, we sat back in thoughtful quiet.
Would an elf soul be
Garl
called?
wondered what
Yeah,
he'd
of course
find
it
at the end of this road and what was at the Amber Temple. He looked outside to the
Yay,
winding
necromancy.
mountains. Bits of snow starting to fall, and the chill wind whistling through the past caused the hairs on our arms and legs to stand up. I wrapped my cloak tighter around me. As we waited to arrive at our destination, mired in our own thoughts, that was where that session ended.
Puffin, seriously, man, just why are you making me empathize with Strahd? I mean, I was okay with him being like this suave asshole who you want to really see get his comeuppance, but it's like, yeah, I love to hate this guy. And now I'm like, no, I actually think he kind of made the right choice here. I mean, he went over the top in his revenge, but at the same time, they were all in on it. Not the kids, that's over the top and not excusable. But everyone else, yeah, it's kind of ironic punishment, fitting to what they did. Is it over the top? Yes, but it's also kind of one of those, you all got in on it. Yeah. I mean, the other side would be that if they were fine with just, remarrying, they could just do half-breeds and still survive as a clan, but just not doing that apparently. But, yeah. I was kind of wondering about the age, but apparently elves have such an obscenely long life that I'm going with hundreds of years Strahd has been doing this for, might actually account for this. If it's been longer than hundreds of years, though, I mean, if it's in the thousands, I don't know. That's my own lack of knowledge about the module, because I'm actively making a point only to know what Puffin's getting into, because I just find it more interesting this way. But it's just... See, things like this, showing that Strahd made a good call and he's not actually that bad of a leader, especially having been compared to the previous leaders we've seen in this entire module, and at least how Puffin's described them and had them played and redone in the stories. Yeah, Strahd's evil. He basically brought you here as his toy, and he's screwing over everyone, but everyone else seems kind of deserving, like legitimately dickish in really big ways. Is there like some kind of karmic equivalence going on here? Like everyone's being punished? I just, people keep saying it's a demi-plane of dread. I'm like, is this in like some kind of hell dimension? Because it kind of sounds like ironic punishments everywhere, including you don't actually stay dead. You can either become a spirit and haunt the place and suffer, or you get reborn. Because sometimes bodies don't have souls because there's no new ones. Yeah. I'm actually wondering if one of the current brides might be a reincarnation of the sister. That would just be like, oh, hey, remember how you wanted to reincarnate her? Don't worry, she was already born and died again, and she's sticking around this time. Kind of wondering how potent his version of healing is. Could he take the death from an undead vampire? I mean, it would kill him, but would he become a vampire and undead then? Or I'm just kind of curious how potent that version of, I'm going with homebrew healing is. Or I guess module brew healing? I have to look that up. But I don't want to because then it's spoilers. Damn it. Yeah, I'm just so many questions. It's like I want to ask people to answer some of these, but at the same time, I'm aware that if I get answers, I will know. And it's like, I'm not going to be surprised. But I want to be surprised because I like seeing how Puffin's revealing it. And God damn it, Puffin, you're making me like freaking Strahd. And yes, I'm aware he apparently can pull off the harem protagonist off-brand hair. I'm not okay with that, and I really just find it disturbing that it makes sense. So if you haven't already, there's a link below to the original video. Make sure to hit up because Puffin is freaking awesome. I love how he tells the story. And I'm really getting into this one. Just every episode, it's more and more engaging, even though it's like, oh, God, I am a coward and this physically hurts. But I want more. God damn you, because I actually do want more. And again, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on this channel too. We're getting close to 50K. Woo! Yay! Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go look at puppies, kittens, cute things that are in no way, shape, or form going to cause me mental anguish because it just gets worse the more I see it. And it's like, oh God, there's going to be more happening and it's going to be horrible. Because just as much as I like the story, it's going to eat you up. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.